Hey guys, hope you guys had a good trading day today. Today was a tough one to trade, honestly. I mean, we had this nice big move up here the first hour, and then after that we kind of looked like we were about to go into a nice sell-off and maybe try to fill that gap from overnight. But it just ended up being a super choppy day. We just stayed in this range and pretty much just hugged 410.4 all day. If you zoom out on the 15-minute chart though, we're in a nice 4-day, 4-day long, I mean, just massive run up. I mean, it looks like it's kind of starting to end, but this is a really nice channel that we're trading in right now that we'll definitely keep an eye on if we have a bullish day tomorrow with CPI. So speaking of CPI, so this is going to be a really short TA. I'm not going to get too technical because honestly it doesn't matter. While SPY will respect the technicals regardless of what CPI is, initially we're going to see a big move. It's going to break through supports, it's going to break through resistances, it's not going to make sense, and then it's going to settle, and by end of day it will find some sort of level that makes sense. And then after tomorrow night, we can really sit down, look at the chart, and start looking at where we're heading next and kind of what levels we need to start watching for. So tomorrow, currently, they're predicting 8.3%, 8.1% CPI. So interestingly enough, Credit Suzy put out a report this morning, that said they're expecting a CPI of 7.9% year over year and negative 0.2% month over month. Bloomberg, I saw on the terminal, they put out a 0.1 or negative 0.1% month over month. And if we look at the Cleveland Fed nowcast CPI, we are looking at a 0.06 month over month and a year over year of 8.2. So I think we're going to end up somewhere around the 8% level myself. It'll be interesting to see how the markets react. Historically, even on the negative CPIs that were expected or unexpected, we still had about an average of a 1.5% open. The biggest open we have ever had was 1.8%, and that was that last excuse me, that last one we just had. Actually, let me double check that. Yeah, our last one in August was the highest open we've ever had at 1.8%. So we should expect a move somewhere around 1.5%. So let's say we have a good CPI, it comes in at 8 or 8.1 or whatever. 1.5% from close today gets us right up here, right around 417, which is a key level, as you can see here on the daily. This is that key resistance on the daily at 417.3. So if we open around there and we have a pretty good push in the morning, we're going to test 419.4, and then I'm going to look for 421 or 422, and it's going to give us a gap fill at 421.22. So if we have a negative print of 1.5%, that's going to give us an open around 404.8, which puts us right about here, and that puts us under this key 405.3 level. So if we break through this 405.3 level, especially if it's a negative, a really bad CPI, we're probably going to end up somewhere down here around 400.5, which gives us a gap fill at 400.86. So I think either way tomorrow, markets are going to shoot for one of these gap fills. These should be your targets if we're going. So if you play calls or puts, whatever one you played overnight, I do recommend closing on open. It's going to be wild probably. I don't know what the move's going to be. You know, we've had now 4 days of big run ups. We could have pretty much no movement, or we could have a big movement. I'm not sure. It'll be kind of interesting to see. But my guess is 8%. We'll probably see a big green day. The next day will probably be red because we've just been so overextended, and then we'll probably after that start rallying into FOMOC, and then we'll get a 75 basis point hike and continue to rally is my anticipation. So looking at Apple, Apple had an interesting day. Apple at one point was up like 4.3 or 4.4%, which is a huge day for Apple. Had it hit that, it would have been the biggest close if it closed in the high fours since January. At one point, it was the highest it has ever been since January. So that was a Really impressive. The most impressive thing about today was, though, is that how big of a day Apple had while SPY struggled. Like, looking at the Apple chart and the SPY chart, you would think they're in completely different worlds. But so it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. You can see we finally broke through this resistance line right here from this August 17th high. So we can go ahead and get rid of that now. So we're just in a nice open, we got a lot of room to go to the upside here. So same thing with Apple. I suspect if we have a big green day tomorrow, like a big good CPI tomorrow, I think we're going to end up seeing a nice like 2 to 3% move on Apple. So that would give us somewhere around 168.3, so probably right around here, all the way down to 158.5, which gets us right in this range right here. So it's kind of my target. Same thing here, we got a gap fill down to 157.4. That'd probably be a good target if we have a negative print. And if we have a good print, I think 170 would be a good target, honestly, that I'd be looking for. Sorry, not 170. Right here. About 166 would be about the highest I think we would see. No, I was right the first time. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I had some electrical issues in the house this morning. I would think 170 would be the highest we'd see. That'd be about a 4% day, 4.5% day. It'd be a big, big day, but it's about the max I would suspect. We'll probably end up somewhere right in here, this 168.8 range. So the VIX today had it was up 4.7%, which a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, that's a huge day. But I mean, it just had a bunch of huge red days. So I'm not too worried about it. It did see a nice bounce, and it held this 23.6 level well. Didn't manage to get over the 8 EMA, which is a little bit of a sign of weakness. So I think either way, the VIX is going to probably have a pretty big morning. It's going to be somewhere between 24.7 and 26.8. If we have a bad CPI, you're going to see the VIX probably hit like 28 to 30 tomorrow, because it's going to be, I think, pretty unexpected if we get a bad CPI. But if we get a good CPI, you're going to see the VIX close somewhere in the 21s, 22s probably. Bitcoin, I'm going to hit this really quick here. Bitcoin is getting ready to test its bear market resistance. So this is November when we started the dump. This is March where we kind of leveled off there, and we had a lot of support right here and a nice level down. This is a really nice resistance line, and you can see right here we're getting close. I mean, this is today's candle, so this is going to close. So for tomorrow, if Bitcoin breaks through 23, we'll call it 23.1K, we are actually confirming that Bitcoin has broken its bear market resistance. This is almost a year-long resistance now at this point. That's 10-month long. That's pretty crazy, actually. So Bitcoin breaking through that level, if it breaks through that level, is huge. That's something to watch tomorrow. Obviously, if we get a good CPI, it's going to break through that level, and you're going to see Bitcoin probably be up in the 25K range is my guess. If we get a bad CPI, look for Bitcoin under 20K again, down by 18 probably. So like I said, it's hard to give a good analysis tonight just because we don't know what CPI is going to be. My guess is 8%. I will see if I'm right or wrong. I'll let you guys know tomorrow night. All right, guys, have a good night. If you played anything, I highly recommend closing it as soon as market opens. You can try a stop limit sell, but with high volatility, unless your stop is really big and really far apart, you're going to probably get skipped over. If you use a trailing stop, which is market order, you are probably going to get a terrible fill. I would not risk a big gain if you're in the game on a limit order or a market fill. I would not do it personally. So, all right, good luck, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning into this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated. I am providing my Discord link right here. That's a lifetime link. If it doesn't work, go ahead and send me a message and I will get you a new link. I do have a pre-market update I do every day where I update with supports and resistances and different scenarios that might play out through the day. I also do a live commentary throughout the day with updates and changes, and I do push out buy and sell alerts on SPY and other tickers that I'm trading at the time. Currently, membership is $20 per month or $228 per year. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok under SPY Optionaire, or Reddit under Daddy Dirch.